Let's talk about the architect of modern China. His name is Mao Zedong, and he is the founder of the People's Republic of China. Prior to 1949, China, a 5,000-year-old civilization, was still undergoing its century of humiliation, weakened by a protracted war by foreign invaders. The Europeans had weakened China and now controlled parts of the country with their strongholds in the enclaves of Hong Kong and Macau. The Japanese have invaded and between 1935 and 1945 have killed 30 million Chinese people. The last emperor of China had abdicated in 1912, ending 268 years of Qing dynasty rule. China had fallen into the hands of a corrupt nationalist capitalist government that had concentrated power in the hands of the rich few, while the majority of China's population remained rural, uneducated, and working the land as peasants while landlords ruled over them. This was the situation on ground when Mao Zedong came into the picture. Mao Zedong and his communist comrades, inspired by Lenin and the Bolsheviks in the Soviet Union, led a revolt against the elites that ruled China. Mao and his comrades mobilized the peasant population and led the communists to victory by establishing his leadership during the Long March, developing a peasant-focused guerrilla warfare strategy that exploited weaknesses in the nationalist army, gaining crucial support from the rural population through land reform and by galvanizing them to fight for a China where every Chinese citizen was equal in the eyes of the law. His leadership during the post-war phase of the Chinese Civil War resulted in the collapse and defeat of the nationalist government and the founding of the People's Republic of China in 1949. Defeated, the nationalist government fled mainland China and established themselves on the Chinese offshore island of Formosa, now Taiwan, and have been leading Taiwan ever since. Fun fact, the government of the Republic of Taiwan to this day still calls itself the legitimate government of all China, and the People's Republic of China sees Taiwan as a part of China and calls for a reunification. Today, Mao Zedong holds a complex position in China, widely revered as a national hero who modernized the country and liberated it from imperialism, while also being recognized for significant mistakes that caused immense suffering, because during his tenure China went through some great hardships, a great famine, and the pains of re-educating the Chinese people, but at the same time great leaps were made. China modernized during his leadership and made great leaps in science, education, and defense. During Mao's leadership, China also opened its doors to the world, marked by American President Richard Nixon's visit to China in 1972, where he met Mao Zedong. The state visit was called the week that changed the world by the media and marked the end of China's isolation. The official Chinese Communist Party line today views Mao Zedong as 7 parts right and 3 parts wrong, emphasizing his contributions while acknowledging his errors. His legacy is a mixture of admiration for his transformative role in Chinese history and criticism for the devastating human cost of his policies, such as the Great Leap Forward and the Cultural Revolution. The story of modern China will not be complete without the immense contributions and service to China of Mao Zedong. The story of 20th century global politics, power, and leadership will be incomplete without acknowledging the name Mao Zedong. Mao and his comrades, armed with vision and love for their country, were able to mobilize and inspire the rural, agricultural peasant population, who constituted the majority of the 540 million people of China at the time, to rise up, fight, and take back their country from forces that were working to destroy it, and thus laid the foundation for the formation of China, as we know it today, ending China's century of humiliation. Mao Zedong led China from 1949 until his death in 1976 at the age of 82.